Rose White Rose Flame retreat. Anümani Santos, Elohi Magdalena Rosa, and I'm partnering with my beloved soul sister, Pamela. Pamela, if you want to say a few words.
Yes. Good evening, my beloved sister Anümani. I am Pamela Jane Gerrand, Elohi Maria Rosa, and we are delighted to be here tonight on Facebook Live, feeling into the beautiful red rock energy as we have in the background with the shimmering radiance of the sun rising, and so excited to be here with you tonight because there has been some beautiful momentum gathering in the past month. Would you say, my sister?
Absolutely. Yeah, and we'll talk more about the retreat in a moment, but I think we wanted to start by talking about what's happening on the earth and all the shifting and transformation. And I'll start, and then Pamela, if you want to join in. You've probably been feeling it. I know for myself, probably since November, there was a lot of purging and releasing. And through the end of January, we've been going through that cycle of purging. But there's this new opening and gateway, this beautiful energy of grace and synchronicity. The more you choose to embody more of who you are, you open your field to create that magic in your life. And I know I've been really feeling that. There's a lot of energy of the rose frequencies, which we're going to be talking about, and Mother Mary, and for me, a lot of energy around the whales and this frequency of the elementals. It's like we are being asked to root ourselves more deeply into the earth. And many of us here, light workers, very ancient souls, have walked upon the earth, but you have to be in the physical body. And in order to create the life that you desire, you do have to be very rooted. And I feel the earth is helping us. She's calling us. That's what I've been feeling, like her Mother Earth calling us to root more deeply in our bodies and bringing more of our soul's light to integrate with our human vessel so that we can be the radiance of all these light codes that are wanting to emerge and radiate through us, including these rose frequencies that are part of this retreat that we're going to speak about.
Yes, I too have been feeling for the past few months, as we all have on the planet, the rhythms and the shifting and a lot of energy of emotional tumult. There's been a lot of chaos and fear. I mean, it's been in the field for a couple of years, but really what's coming to the fore at this time is the deep contrast between the dark and the light, and the very stark contrast between fear and love. And you and I found each other about 18 months ago, having come to this planet really destined to meet at this time, because, any of us who are on the planet right now feeling that we came for this time, that we came to help usher in this new earth energy and to be a lighthouse. And we've paid our dues and we've been through some very challenging times that have shaped us. And all of that has served to help us be a voice for the harmony and the peace and the unity consciousness that's really coming to the fore on the planet right now through the eye of the needle, through the challenges and the conflicts. And I think you and I have been talking about this, that it's so electric and magnetic right now, what we put our focus on. And when we are focused on creating from a place of confidence, of that God confidence, that this is what we're here to do, when we're creating from a place of joy and for the highest good of all, in service to the awakening of humanity, we are finding that the alignments and all of the pieces are falling into place so quickly, because, Mother Gaia and the higher order of humanity, we are literally calibrated to succeed in this, whatever word you want to place on it, in our conscious evolution, in our ascension. We are calibrated to succeed at this. And we are calibrated to love. That is the truth of what we know. And you and I, both working with sound and frequencies, we're really drawn to help people find their way out of the Hall of Mirrors, of the noise and the distressing news stories, and to find your way out of that hall of horrors, and to come out, let's say, into this field that is a wide open, shimmering field of light. And where we meet there, this is where we find this breath that's breathing us, that has all of the answers, all of the wisdom. And it really is the wisdom of the Divine Mother herself guiding us, would you say?
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think that's part of what is really rising up is Divine Mother, codes of Divine Mother. And if I think about the Sisters of the Rose, that, really started back with Lemuria and Atlantis and, connections to Egypt and Avalon and all the, the sisterhoods that were emanating those frequencies of the rose. So the rose is the highest vibrating flower on the earth. And it's connected to the planet Venus of love, right? And when Venus, it takes 8 years to the cycle around the earth, it creates this beautiful 5-petaled rose. And that frequency of the rose, that frequency of love, of Venus, and the connection to the priestesses, the order of the rose that has existed for, thousands of years, is really rising to the surface to allow the sacred feminine to rise again, to help restore love in its purest form, right? Because there's been a lot of distortions and inverted templates and inverted masculine and feminine as well. And that energy is here to restore love in its purest form. And we all hold those seeds. We all hold those vibrations and frequencies. And so the when we gather in sisterhood the way we did in October in Canada and now in Sedona, it is to open ourselves to be the vessels for those rose frequencies, for that love, for the Magdalene flame to open and expand within us, to allow us to be the eminence of that radiance, of that pure, sacred feminine love, of that Christed Sophia.
Yes. And I think about that at the heart of this rose energy is this invitation to fully embody, as you say, to embody this wildly beautiful, benevolent, fierce grace of the feminine that, we are being showered right now with the solar energy from the great central sun that is literally changing the template of our body, shifting our DNA, shifting us from being heavier, more carbon-based to our enlightenment is literally we're becoming crystalline. And in this way, the activation that's happening on the planet, it's not small. It's a huge shift that's taking place on the planet, and it can bring with it, people that are listening or maybe coming to the replay, hold on tight, because it is just going to get more intense, and we came for these times, and we are calibrated for this. So this rose energy is a very strong, supportive energy to invite us to have the courage to speak our truth, to open our heart, to speak our soul's truth. I think that what you and I, in the past year and a half, that we've come together to know, that we've been doing on our own with our own clients and our own groups, there has been a suppression of feminine energy, and especially of the female voice. And we are undoing eons of this suppression of our truth and our wisdom and our voices. And, this bridge from the heart to the throat, it is the greatest distance. It's not physically very far, but there have been so many impediments and masks and wounds that we as women have carried, that we've been afraid to stand up. We've been afraid to speak our truth. And yet, this beautiful, multi-petaled rose of wisdom and beauty and intuition and everything that we carry within us, this is the medicine that the world needs right now. We need the bold perfume of the womanly rose with her thorns that are ready to poke the patriarchy, may I say, poke whatever is in the way of this wisdom showing up. So we're here as women right now to encourage each other to be strong enough to speak our truth, with discernment and, with compassion. But there is a great liberation and freedom that's coming on the planet right now, because Mother Earth herself is crying out to be respected, cared for, taken care of, it, as is every creature on this earth. And that compassion and nurturing comes through the feminine heart.
Beautiful. Beautifully said, my sister. And I feel I do want to read Mary Magdalene's message to everyone, which I think holds and anchors the energy that we are being asked to bring forward in this gathering in Sedona. And this was her message. Beloved sister, long ago, we made this divine appointment to gather in sisterhood, to ignite the sacred flames of our hearts in the name of love. It is time for the sacred feminine to rise in its glory, to help heal that which has been distorted and manipulated into believing that less rather than more is possible. If you are called to read these words, then you are of the Magdalene and Sister of the Rose lineage. You vow to return to this time, to dismantle the untruths that were seeded into the collective consciousness thousands of years ago and restore love in its purest form. Beloved, within you are the seeds of the Christed Sophia. These seeds are ready to be activated and unlocked within you through the activation of the White Rose Flame, which holds the essence of my being in the Christed Sophia. We will birth the sacred feminine and divine mother templates of freedom and exaltation. You hold the key to unlocking these mystical energies of sacred union with the beating heart of one, unity consciousness. I hope to see you in Sedona, beloved, as we gather in numbers to move beyond the veils of separation, from my heart to your heart, eternal love, amor eternos, Maria Magdalena. And when I you know, feel into that beautiful energy. Just feel the essence of that purity, because that white rose flame, it is the initiation into our source template, into the purity of love and light that is our true essence. And that activation that will be coming forth in our retreat around the white rose flame is to open those light codes in the sacred hearts, igniting that Magdalene flame and all those who will come. And it will serve as a gateway to purity, to alchemize and melt away what's in the way of that deeper embodiment, which is wanting to happen for all of us who hear the call, who are willing to surrender and allow and believe that it is possible.
Thank you, Anümani, my beloved sister. That invitation, it's like a song. It's music. It's a melody that reaches so deeply into our hearts. It's ancient, and it's right now, in this now moment. And this is what we are here at this time on this planet to remember. We are here to remember that the essence of feminine energy is to support and uplift each other, to co-create and to bring our gifts together, bring ourselves together. We're not meant to do this alone. Any of the heavy lifting over the past years or lifetimes, for eons, many of us who have felt this call of the Rose family have felt like outsiders. And anybody that's listening, if you've been walking this planet wondering, I don't fit in, or where are my people? Please take heart, because seated within you is this rare grace, this rare light. And what it is this love for humanity, this greater love than the fear on the planet and of the inverted matrix and all the stories and the narratives of pitting people against each other. When we are wired with this Magdalene Rose family energy, we came in sitting in the south of the medicine wheel in that place of trust and innocence. And even as we grow older, we stay trusting. We still have discernment and boundaries, but there is a luminosity to our soul that we really and truly want the best for others. We want the best for everyone, all creatures, two-leggeds, four-leggeds, the planet. And this kind of, this sacred activism, this call within us to be a love activist, this is really rising at this time. And so you and I have been guided to each other, and, the sparks just flew when we met, and they keep flying in this beautiful warming of these ideas and the ways we come together. And Anümani was mentioning that last late October, we co-led a retreat near Collingwood, Ontario, and it was a beautiful, I want to say, reunion, because the 10 of us that came together felt like we'd known each other before, and I'm sure we have in past lifetimes. So it's a divine assignment, and people, the women that are going to be drawn to this next retreat we're doing in Sedona, are going to feel this call as well. And so for anybody that's listening, and coming to the replay, both of us on our Facebook walls, we have the invitation through the posters and the flyers for the retreat. We're going to be going to Sedona, Arizona, April 26th to May 1st for a 5-night, 6-day retreat of a lifetime, my sister. And it is going to be that. We have 2 beautiful Airbnb homes with exquisite views of the Red Rocks, canyons. One of the homes is right near Oak Creek, near water with some mature trees. And we have a beautiful chef, a vegan chef on board, Chef Eileen Elizabeth, and other excursions planned. Really, it's going to be bringing heaven to earth and earth to heaven through us, because when you were first speaking, Anümani, about lifetimes in Lemuria and in Egypt and all of the different lifetimes that we have had that have brought us to this time, it's like this is a distillation of our divinity. And I can feel it, and I don't know if you, I know you can too, Anümani, and anybody else who may be coming to this conversation, is that there is a new physicality being generated within us, a strengthening of our body temple, a strengthening of our will, a strengthening of our faith. It's like this year we stepped into a new timeline, a new blueprint that we were born with. We came in, and I keep hearing, you were born prepared. And it's like so many of the veils and the distractions and the ways we have felt we weren't prepared or weren't capable, they're falling away. And in this new timeline, magic is appearing, and very grounded, real magic. We're realizing that we are the magicians that create our reality. So we are experiencing that with the flow of everything coming in for this retreat. And we launched it a week ago, 9 days ago, and we already have 5 beautiful women that have registered. And so there are 7 spots still left. So we are sending this out to whoever may be listening, that may be feeling the call for this rejuvenating, enriching, embodied time to become the love you are, the love you came to be.
Beautiful. And if you are feeling called, our early bird pricing is good through March 31st, but we do have a special 3 payment plan that is only good through February 24th. So the link to the landing page is below our videos, and you can click on that to go see more information. But it's going to be amazing. We're going to be doing several sound transmissions, starting with some shamanic earthly energies, and then moving into the element of water with the whales, and then doing the activation of the White Rose Flame. And Pamela is going to be doing a sound bath, and together we'll be doing these transmissions, speaking in light language, allowing whatever needs to express through our being to support the women that will be joining us. So it's going to be a very sacred container. And then there's going to be time for fun as well, because we did create a schedule that has some time, for you to go and do your own excursions and shopping, and then time for us to be together in sisterhood. So I think it's a really nice balance of what we've created.
Yes. Hikes to some of the very well-known Sedona vortexes, Bell Rock, Cathedral Rock, the Chapel of the Holy Cross we'll be visiting, and the Buddhist stupa, which I was there 5 or 6 years ago. It is such a sacred place where it's situated in a flat area with the red rocks all around it. And the energy of what was placed within this Buddhist stupa, they're I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of prayers within the structure itself. And then there is a beautiful labyrinth around it that you can walk. And as you do this sacred circumambulation, you literally become the living prayer as you walk in meditation. And thousands of people travel to Sedona every year to walk this beautiful spiral. So we will be becoming, I think about the axis mundi of the energy coming from the galactic center, from the heavens, that when we set the intention to open our crown, to open, to become an instrument of peace, during this retreat, we are actively going to be giving tools and practices as to how to embody this living light in a grounded way. And there's no better way to do this in Sedona or place, because all of the red rock energy is so, in itself is so incredibly grounding and yet exalting. It's very high vibration, but it gives you an opportunity to kind of have just, this accelerated spiritual journey when you're in Sedona. So yeah, we're going to go deep, we're going to go high, we're going to play, we're going to deep dive, and it's going to be an amazing opportunity. Really, in the past couple of years, so many of us were sequestered, and with everything that went on in the world, with being quarantined and being separated, it took a real toll on us physically and mentally and emotionally. But it's been taking, I don't know, I've been feeling it. I know a lot of people that I've been speaking to have been saying this, that our nervous systems are still feeling the fight and flight of those 2 years, of all of the messaging that was very fearful. So we really are going to help beautifully regulate our nervous systems in a way that this rest and repair, there is nothing more important. I was just watching Lee Harris's energy report for February, and he highlighted health is our wealth. Health is the true healing. And so, this is where I see that to do sacred travel like this, to give yourself the gift of a retreat like this, it's an investment in your physical health, in building the circuitry as to how to regulate your nervous system and make your self-care a practical, visceral thing. That when you spend 6 days, almost a week doing this, you can feel restored, and you actually go home knowing how this feels in your body. And besides, there are going to be energetic shifts that you will take away with you. But it really is an up-leveling of your human experience to become you 2.0 or 3.0 maybe.
Yeah, and I just want to jump off of that, because the point of all this is self-love, and of really putting ourselves first, because the world we create outside of us comes from inside of us. And so the more we can work on really embodying that love frequency, which is our true essence, we begin to see how our outside world begins to transform. And so we want to do that for all of us, because as you do for yourself, you do for all, because we're all connected, we're all one. And coming in sisterhood to do this deep work, we are doing a service to humanity as well. Because it's not just about those in the retreat. We're anchoring these energies in the grid lines, and we're going to be in such powerful energy with these vortices connecting into portals and gateways, so that, we'll be doing this in service to all, which to me feels so beautiful, that not only are you doing the work for yourself, But as you're doing the work for yourself, you're also doing it for your brothers and sisters in the collective.
Oh, yes. Can I have a hallelujah and put an exclamation mark on that? Because this conversation has been at the heart of the past year of my own journaling and meditations and discoveries that both personally and in the collective, that self-love that you're talking about for so long felt like a bit of a dirty secret or a dirty word. It was seen as indulgent or an extra. And what we are reversing is generations, and I'm going to speak to women and often mothers, wives, householders. It can be, and it doesn't have to be people that are simply raising a family, but every woman has had been influenced by the messaging in society that has encouraged the victim and martyr roles. And so that working ourselves to the bone, becoming workaholics, losing sight of what the body needs, losing the thread of the wild woman and the intuition that says, no, I need to go lay down by the river now and let the river sing to me instead of having 6 more cups of coffee to buzz myself and give myself energy that's going to have, a crash. We are being shown at this time that the rewilding of the wild feminine is actually finding our way back to our own self-love so that when our cup is overflowing, we have more to give, right? And so that was so beautifully said. And we are collapsing those old energies and roles. We see that victimhood and martyrdom come at a huge cost. And they're also based in the old egoic, third-dimensional manipulative systems that we're having the courage to free ourselves from now, to realize that love doesn't have, a side effect other than more love and more goodness and more energy. And the more we love from a place of fullness, the more we have to give. And the more it ripples out and radiates from us, the more others are energized and inspired by this love. So on that note, I have a poem that came to me last year after having been in quite a dark night of the soul for about a year and a bit. And as we all were emerging out of this chrysalis, collectively, these words came to me. The chrysalis has been dark, a mythic unknown, a gift of revelation, unpacking old wounds, shifting and sifting, finding what is true. The silence redolent with frequency clues. Your true power is grace. It shines in your eyes. The rose of remembrance unmasks all disguise. Nothing will ever be the same. Love knows your name. Your pain is a power, a guide to reveal. The mind and the body know how to heal. Wisps of fresh wings unfurl your brave. You are strong. You are ready. Love knows your name. We came to gather the fire of our soul, the embers of remembering the holy, the whole. We came to bury the agony of shame, to surrender, to listen, to lighten, to play. A new level in this mythic collective consciousness game. Nothing will ever be the same. Love knows your name.
So beautiful, my sister. And I feel that maybe we should maybe do some sounding and a little light language.
Mm-hmm.
As we call you forth into the space to listen to that voice within, opening your heart to receive that healing light, that pure light of souls that is your true essence.
Eshkwai mekiwisa jonde wake.
Inate ase otase anoate.
Donde ishkwe mabe waska. Shuke mi be we ke wasa. Shoke dundewa.
Ineta oshtetia netoasi. Wane alea utea esa. Yatia letano asinairona ista. Nita senairo natisai. Wanitaita. O nati satindati o. Aleane. O satindati shana. Deepening into all that you are, expanding and melting away that which separates you from the truth within you. All that we have spoken about, stepping into your truth, embracing your voice, your sacred feminine, your divine power and all that you are, rising and expanding within you as you come home to self, to who you truly are. We shower you in blessings, peace and love.
Deep gratitude to the universal energies that are bathing us in this benevolent sound light, wrapping us in energetic prayers, encouraging us to trust in our next steps, and to bravely and boldly leap to follow the nudge, the call, the urging to fully step into the truth of who we are at this time, in joy and in gratitude for the gift of being alive at this time here together, because it's only going to get better as we come together and hold hands and support each other in this womanly way that puts to rest any of the old energies of limitation or lack, competition, envy. These are gone. In fact, I don't even want to bring them into the conversation. The way forward for the wise, bold, loving women of the world is to trust that we are here to come together at this time, each one of us carrying our own unique seed to blow into this glorious garden on Gaia, and each one of our flowers is needed.
Thank you, my sister. And I just want to follow that flow, because we all have the ability to create the life that we desire, but we need to believe that it is possible. So my higher aspects of my soul gave me these words to practice and remember: trust, believe, surrender, allow, and receive. We have to do them all, and we are capable of doing them all. We've walked this journey many times before. And as Pamela said before, we have everything we need within us. So if this is calling to you, then we invite you to join us in the sacred gathering in Sedona on April 26th. And if you go to www.anumanispeaks.com, it's right on the homepage. You can click on the link there and it'll take you to the landing page. We shower you in blessings and so much love. Know that we are holding you in our hearts, bringing love and that radiance of illumination and holy light within our sacred hearts. And thanking you, dearest soul sister, for saying yes to doing this work together, which feels so important, but yet so joyful, because I truly have enjoyed the previous retreat, and I know this is not going to be any different. It's going to be amazing and loving and joyful, and some of it going into the shadows, but know that you will be held in a safe space to receive whatever you need to receive.
I think the key that is unlocking our hearts at this time is that we are being asked to remember who we are, that we are part of a greater family, and that we have come into this incarnation as humans with the gift of being born into a blood family that has shaped us and given us beautiful lessons and teachings, and some of it not so easy, but all of it bringing us to this moment where we are recognizing that our family is in the world, and that our soul family and our soul tribe are just waiting to embrace us. And this is the something better that we came for at this time. You know, our blood family comes with us. It's not at the exclusion of. It's just that we are realizing that when we awaken to the oneness that we are, all barriers and limitations fall away. And we find that what we came to know as home and family is a much bigger definition than we ever knew. And it's also so much more expansive. And the love that's waiting for you, that's within you. And, you know, we're here to help each other and lift each other. And, you know, I keep saying it's time to rise and shine together. And that means more than just getting up and drinking your orange juice. Yeah, we are here to come together, and at a retreat such as this, when we are together for almost a week, for 5 nights and 6 days, we can really go deep and sink into that deepening. And as you say, do this work and play for ourselves and for our families, our communities, and humanity and beyond.
Beautiful. So I do want to acknowledge everyone who showed up to support us tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We send you so much love and blessings, and those who will watch the replay. And Pamela and I will be back on in a couple of weeks to do another conversation and sacred gathering. So feel free to join us and tell your friends to join us. And we leave you with lots of peace and love, and showering you and your families for all that you do in this world, your souls acknowledging your presence and encouraging you to keep believing and having faith in the pure potential that is opening to us when we believe and surrender and allow that which the universe and God's source has for us to come and flow through us, because it's flowing through us and with us and for us. Thank you, my sister.
My sister, thank you. And to end with the words of Arundhati Roy that she so beautifully says, another world is not only possible, she is on her way, and on a quiet day, I can hear her breathing.
Beautiful.
She is here now.
So we'll see you again soon in a couple weeks. Love and blessings, everyone.
Yes, sending so much love to you and to all who are watching and will come to the replay. Love and blessings.